Across the 8-kilometre channel past the north of Malta, we find the small island of Gozo. Although this distance is covered in a mere 20-minute boat ride, the difference between the two islands hits you as you step off the ferry at Imjar harbour. Known as the Island of the Three Hills, a clear reference to its coat of arms, Gozo consists mainly of the capital, Victoria, and 13 other small villages with a total population of around 26,000. The ancient temples of Gigantia, the oldest freestanding temples in the world, bear witness to the fact that Gozo was first inhabited at least as far back as 3500 BC. Because of its proximity, Gozo suffered the same fate as Malta and shared the same rulers, from the Phoenicians who called it Gaulos, meaning round ship, to the Byzantines who called it Gaudos, and to the Arabs who called it Audesh, which has been retained in the vernacular to refer to Gozo up to this very day. Historians think that the name Gozo dates back to the times of the Aragonese and the Knights. Turkish incursions for the purpose of slave trading periodically depleted the Gozotan population. In fact, in an unprecedented attack in 1551, the entire population of Gozo, then hovering at around 6,000, were captured and taken into slavery by the Turks. It took 3 years to entice the Maltese to consider resettling in Gozo, after the then Grand Master Lasengel convinced settlers that if they were to relocate on the smaller island, their last 4 years' debts would be written off. The French invaded Gozo at the same time they took power in Malta in 1798, but in early 1800 the Gozotans besieged their capital city and the French surrendered. The same fate awaited the French in Mdina and Valletta. Gozo was also to be the safe haven of many Maltese during the Second World War, as many found refuge there. Gozotans have their own outlook on life, which is different from that of their Maltese neighbours. Life is calmer, perhaps even slower in Gozo, as things are given a perspective of serenity and tranquility. The Gozotan community has always been an agricultural one, although in recent years they have also made way for tourism. 65 square kilometres of fertile land had to leave an impact, and up to a couple of decades ago, farming and fishing were the mainstays of business activity on this small island. Cleaner and much more organised than Malta, Gozo is said to be a better version of its bigger sister island. This is because Gozotans, although entrepreneurial by nature, are very proud of their way of life, to the extent that no compromises are made. Over the centuries, Gozo has been the target of many invasions, due to its coastline which lends itself to easy disembarking, and this means that over the years, Gozotans tend to be wary of all foreign presence on their island, sometimes even of the Maltese themselves. This initial mistrust has helped them to maintain a slower pace of life, thus making life more worth living, and living to the full, without relying on outside sources and energies. This self-sufficient concept of the way life goes on makes Gozo quite unique. Their different way of thinking, their laid-back attitude, their means of entertainment makes Gozo and its people a community worth getting to know. Over the years they have learnt to accept foreign presence on their island, not as a necessary evil, but as a means of putting across their own way of life as a model for all to see, for all to try and live.